Big round of applause for your last performer, Wendy Weiss.
You guys keep it going for Mary Numair. This has been absolutely amazing. And for all the comics that you've seen tonight, every single story has been great. And you guys keep it up for yourselves because you've been a great audience. Like, it's been fantastic. Your energy is so great. I'm excited. I've been so excited to do this show, and I'm nervous and I'm emotional, and emotional just because I ordered a sandwich earlier and I got fries with it, and I actually let them take those fries, and I just want them back now, really. I want those fucking fries back. So, okay, so I'm gonna start here. I'm starting backwards, I guess. So after I had my abortion, I went to PSU, and I would always go to this burrito stand that was right by there. And one day I go out there to get a burrito, and there's this lady out there who has, she's yelling at people, okay? And she's got this billboard with just abortion pieces all over it, very graphic. And she's just yelling at people about abortion being a fucking bitch. This lady looked like she probably thinks that Ann Coulter has kind eyes, okay? She was a fucking psycho. And I was just so mad. I'm just white-knuckling my burrito because I'm so mad that I had to see this. And I march up to her and I say, very calmly and reasonably, aside from your stance on abortion, don't you think maybe there's some women around here who have maybe had miscarriages and you're making them feel really bad right now? And she shoved her camera in my face and yelled, have you had an abortion? Now, what I should have told her was, lady, I was raised devout Baptist. Of course I've had an abortion. But what I actually did was take a swing at her, so. And missed because I was homeschooled, so. Didn't even connect, so. And then I immediately got arrested because the police were standing right there guarding her because they knew that she had a high-risk face for getting punched, so. And I know I shouldn't have done that. You're not supposed to, you don't punch people in the face, and she's just gonna go home and be like, the liberals love abortion so much that they punched me in the face over it, but it just makes me really mad. Telling somebody not to have an abortion is like telling somebody with a hornet's nest in their car that their car belongs to God. And that the hornets are a gift. Eventually you have to pay for those hornets to go to college and get them their own goddamn car. So, I think it was 2011 maybe when I had my abortion, and I kind of realized I had been feeling really weird. I had just been, and again, so many people have also said, I just fucking drank, all the time. So I was is that why I feel weird? My tits hurt, really bad. I don't know. I'm just gonna ignore it. So, New Year's Eve, I was with my boyfriend at the time. We're gonna call him Chuck because that's his fucking name, so. And he's a piece of shit, so I don't care. We were at a hotel on New Year's. We were all very, very high, okay? We were with 5 friends, and it was a really nice hotel room, and it had an extremely tall fireplace and a really big bed and a bowl of fruit. And we're just alternating laying in front of the fireplace, or you can go eat fruit, or you can go fuck on the bed. It was kind of how they have stations at exhibits at OMSI, basically. Except for it was way less gross, basically. It was way less filthy, honestly. So I'm on the bed, not doing anything sexual. My boyfriend is trying to talk me into this 3-way dick suck Mayday pole thing that's going on. And I'm just sitting there just squeezing my tits, and I'm God, my boobs feel like Jello. God, they feel kind of hard. They feel like water balloons that have Jello in them. But a big rock's inside there too. Did I mention I was high as fuck? I was so high. And it fucking just dawned on me, because like when I realized that they felt hard, I was like, well, my boobs have never felt like this before. When I realized that they felt hard, I was like, oh shit, I'm pregnant. Like I knew it immediately. I was like, that is what this is, I'm pregnant. Because I was, for like maybe 2 weeks, I was like feeling nauseous and seriously wanted to eat. I didn't want anything unless it was a fucking grilled cheese sandwich with bacon in it, okay? I didn't want shit but that, all right? And I was crying all the time. And so I told my boyfriend, like, only slightly different than normal, I guess. I told my boyfriend, like, hey, I'm pretty fucking sure I'm pregnant right now, which was a weird time because we were like in the middle of an orgy and we were like, it was fucking New Year's and nobody was on my level, like at all. I probably should have saved it because it was already too late by that time. So he's like, you're not pregnant. He just told me that I wasn't, and I was like, I think you're wrong. So we just, whatever, the night like happened and we ended up breaking up because what Chuck actually wanted when he said he wanted a relationship, what he actually wanted was to shoot up meth and then fuck people unprotected behind my back is what I think we got confused, like what relationship means, basically. And that's what he thought it meant. So we broke up, and after that, I found out, I went to Dollar Tree and I got 2 pregnancy tests. Because they're a fucking dollar and they weren't. They say 99.9% accurate and they only cost $1, which is good because you're gonna fucking need that money later for an abortion, so. And they were both positive. And so I told Chuck, like, hey, I am pregnant, you fucking idiot. And so I was like, are you gonna help me? Or like, no, like what's up, what's the deal here? And he told me he would help me pay for it. And he told me that he would take me there, basically. Hold your horses, man. And he didn't do either of those things at all. I was working like really hard. I was working a minimum wage job. I worked at CD Game Exchange, and I don't know if you guys have ever been there, but it's like 99% of the job is like fishing fucking underwear, like heroin out of boxes of DVDs and getting paid like minimum wage for it. Like, love the place, love everybody there, but that shit was not fun. And I was working all the time and not making enough money. So, the night before, he had not come into town. He was in Astoria. And I was like, are you coming or like what? Because this is still happening. I don't know if you forgot, but, so what's the deal? And he's like, can you come get me? No! You're supposed to be here already. Like, no, I just fucking got off work. I'm not gonna drive to Astoria and go I need that gas money for an abortion, you fucking idiot. So, he didn't show up. So my mom, I asked my mom to take me, which is really sweet. She did, and I love my mom, but like my family is not like showing emotions. It's not like to quote my mom, emotions are gay. So it was kind of hard because like she was very uncomfortable, although she's pro-choice and she's, you know, great in a lot of ways, but heavily emotional situation she's not good with. So we get there and we're in the lobby and I'm just like, I don't know what the fuck's going on. I'm like nervous, but I also feel fucking pregnant. And my mom was like, so you good here or can I go to work or what? And I was like, yeah, I guess you can go to work, whatever. And then she kind of like realized that was a dick thing to say and then stayed. And I wish she fucking hadn't, because it was just like, you're just like a hanger-on right now, like get out of here. So, here's the thing, when I realized that he wasn't gonna help me pay for it, that meant that they had assessed my ability to pay for this and I was at Planned Parenthood, they came up with a price that I could afford that was already set on. So when I got there, I could afford less than that. So, when you're trying to cut corners on an abortion, like there's no like deluxe abortion plus that you can step down from, okay? You can't be like, I'll take a plane, please, like no frills, like trying to, you know, I'm on a budget here. It's like you need everything that they have. So the first thing to go, I was like, so what can we do? Is there anything to do that we can make this cheaper? And they're like, well, we can do it without anesthetic. Yeah, the first fucking thing to go, if you need to like pay less money, you're like, what can we do here? And they're like, well, how about let's take away the thing that makes it hurt less? We could do that. What about that? So that's what I did. I did my abortion without anesthetic. And so, as some kind of consolation, they asked, they were like, are you fine if a student comes in here and watches? And I was like, can I like squeeze his hand and fucking yell at him? And they were like, absolutely. And they let me, and he was scared as fuck. He was frightened, dude. Yeah, so when I was, and then I just went home and I just like, I was like just kind of fucked up. I was staying at my mom's house because like Chuck and I lived together, and us breaking up meant that I had to move back in with my mom, and I was broke, and so everything was horrible. And so I'm sitting at my mom's house afterwards, just like crying like all the time because it was very emotionally heavy for me, and it was just so weird. When I was writing this, I was I was trying to make it funny. I was trying to punch it up. I was like, I'm a comic. I'd like to make this funny. I'm a huge fan of people making light of abortion. But it just was not something like that. Was not what was coming to me at all, because it was such a physically and emotionally painful thing for me, honestly. In so many ways, mostly because it really like brought to the surface what a complete lack of a support system that I had in the person that I thought I was dating, in my mother, in the people that were supposed to perform a medical procedure on me, and it was incredibly painful because nobody had the money to help me, basically. I didn't, they didn't, nobody did. So it was just such a I sat there and cried like in my mom's house with like my family around me, keeping like a fucking I was just in the living room. Like I wasn't even in a room or anything. Like just keeping their distance because they don't know how to like communicate in that way. So it was very like lonely for me. So when I was writing this, I was like, there's only so much of this that I really feel like I can make funny. I was like, what am I gonna do? But then I realized like, I think that's fine too, because there is not, I think, any right way to talk about abortion, basically. You can make it crass, you can make it funny, it can be emotional and sad, and it is all of those things, you know what I mean? The only way to, I think, deal with it, and anyway, the only right way to deal with it is just sort of be supportive of the people that experience it in the way that they experience it, however that may be. You can have a fucking dog eat your abortion, and that's fine too. So, thank you guys very much. I've been Wendy Weiss. You guys have a great night.